All right, it's a beautiful rainy Sunday evening, day number 21 in the month of June 2026. Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Father's Day edition of Iron Port here on Metro TV. Iron Port is proudly brought to you by the Ghana Revenue Authority, GPHA PLC, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link Network Services, Meridian Port Services, MPS, Phoenix Insurance, and indeed JAPTO, that's the Joint Association of Port Transport Unions. The show is proudly powered by the Ghana Port and Harbours Authority-GPHA. And our media partner is the Business and Financial Times, the BNFT. Now, if you want to have a grasp of all that transpired on the show tonight, make a date and grab the Thursday edition of the BNFT, and you'll be able to read all that happened here on the show. Tonight, we are streaming live on our social media pages. On Facebook, we are live at Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Still on Facebook, we are live at Port of Tema. And on YouTube, we are streaming live at Iron Port. We shall be getting interactive video as usual. So all you have to do is sit back, relax, grab your phones, and send us your messages and comments ahead via our dedicated WhatsApp line, which is 0538 037353. 0538 037353. And when the time is ripe and I pick signals from the production team, we shall activate the phone lines for you to call in and contribute to the discussion. My name is Kennedy Mona. We are going for a quick break. When we return, we will continue with the show. Please stay with us.
Energy brings you quality choices with Goil Super XP, available in many Goil stations nationwide. It is fortified with special additives that help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Branch into a Goil station today and energize your ride with Goil Super XP, compatible with most vehicles. Goil Super XP, Wufilia, huh? Wubefeel. Goil, good energy. Yeah.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Yeah. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water. Or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Welcome to today's edition of Serene Insurance Business News. We present to you Serena. You're right. You can complete an entire insurance process for the purchase of any motor and other insurance products, from onboarding to issuing a motor insurance sticker and policy certificate, all on WhatsApp in less than 10 minutes. Serena is simple to use and it prioritizes user ease and flexibility. You can either use voice notes or text to effortlessly issue your instant policy, cross-platform renewals, claims, and also process your payments through mobile money, Visa, and MasterCard. To engage Serena, just search for Serena Insurance on all social media handles and scan the Serena barcode or save her number 0500 517 114 and start chatting her on WhatsApp immediately. There you have it. Serena is not just a tool, it's an innovation by Serene Insurance designed to redefine how motor and travel insurance are accessed and managed. Speed, convenience, and reliability.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy. creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
At Phoenix Insurance, we make the unpredictable predictable and the uncertain certain with our range of products, including motor insurance, fire insurance, engineering insurance, marine insurance, accident insurances, and all types of bonds. We have you covered. We also support you with risk management advice to enable you stay focused on your business. Take a policy with Phoenix Insurance today. We help you rise from adversity stronger and more secure. Contact us on 0302 246319 or 0302 246644 or any of our branches, agencies, and brokers spread across the nation. You can as well connect with us on our WhatsApp chatbot. Efiba is waiting to assist you. Make the future predictable with Phoenix Insurance. Phoenix Insurance, a delightful service experience delivered with wisdom.
Across the corridor and every major yard, GPHA is the choice of over 11,000 professional drivers. Visit our kiosk to register. Join a community built on safety, savings, and success. Get your official high-vis gear and your personalized GPHA ID, your key to a smarter journey. With over 11,000 members, you are never driving alone. This is the GPHA standard of excellence. Tap your card for instant fuel discounts at Shell. Save more on every fill and keep your profits high. Maximize your earnings with our real-time load board. Find your next haul instantly.
All right, welcome back. It's now time for us to take a look at happenings in the port and shipping industry over the last week by way of local stories. Please enjoy.
The Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Major General Paul Seydou Tane Kulonu, together with senior management of the authority, the Member of Parliament for Keta constituency, Honorable Kwame Gakpe, and the Dufia of Keji, Togbi Akulache V, have undertaken a site inspection of the Port of Keta Administration Block project. The visit was aimed at assessing the progress of work on the facility following a successful stakeholder engagement on the recent approval of the Environmental Impact Assessment EIA permits for the Port of Keta project by the Environmental Protection Authority. Project contractors, PSB Realty Company Limited, took the delegation on a tour of the construction sites and provided updates on the status of the works. According to the contractors, the project is approximately 70% complete, with the structural works on the main administration building fully completed. Speaking to the media after the inspection, Major General Tane Kulonu expressed satisfaction with the progress made so far and commended the contractors for the quality and pace of work. He noted that the Port of Keta project is expected to drive significant economic growth and transformation in the Volta region and Ghana as a whole.
We will play our parts. We are an agent of the states. The government also has a role to play. The traditional authorities have a role to play. The ministries, departments, and agencies, we all have a role to play. This is part of a government's master plan for the whole country. So the port is not built in isolation. It is definitely going to be linked with what our bigger plan, that government bigger plan for the whole country.
For his part, the Member of Parliament for Keta constituency, Honorable Kwame Gakpe, described the project as a major milestone and encouraged residents, particularly the youth, to position themselves to take advantage of the opportunities that will emerge from the port project by acquiring relevant skills and training that will enhance their employability.
We need to actually position ourselves so that our youth should actually be trained. It's not like the project will take off, people are coming to take their employment opportunities. Now we are going to train ourselves. So one of the initiatives we are going to put into liaise with the Maritime University, and we have some technical schools here where they can do basic ports, training, management, administrations, port civil engineering, and then all those small jobs where our people can take advantage of such opportunities.
He expressed confidence that the successful completion of the ports would usher in a new era of socio-economic development for the constituency and the region. The Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Major General Paul Seydou Tani-Kulonu, has revealed that 42 investors, both local and international, have expressed interest in the construction of the Port of Keta following the approval of the Environmental Impact Assessment (EIA) permits by the Environmental Protection Agency. He made this revelation when, together with the Volta Regional Minister, Honorable James Gunu, formally presented a copy of the EIA certificates to the Overlord of Anlo States, Togbe Sri III. Major General Kulonu described the permit as a pivotal milestone that clears the path for investor engagement and the next phase of development.
Where we have reached now, after the EPA certificates, it gives us the green light to engage people who would like to come and develop the port. And we cannot start without coming to ask permission from our government. So as we start now, we have received over 42 applications, both companies from outside and in Ghana here, who have expressed interest in developing the port.
He disclosed that the project headquarters building, currently under construction, is expected to be operational by the end of January 2027. In a symbolic gesture, a copy of the EIA certificate was handed to Togbe Sri III, who expressed profound appreciation to the President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the GPA Board and Management, for their dedication to the project.
The Keta Harbour, there's a belief now that the harbour will be constructed. Before then, we had our doubts as to whether the project will actually come. But today, it has been confirmed that every effort has been put in place to put the harbour in operation.
Speaking later at a stakeholder sensitization forum held to update opinion leaders and residents on the attainment of the EPA permits, the Volta Regional Minister, Honorable James Gunu, reaffirmed the government's commitments to delivering on its promises to the Volta region.
Let me also use this opportunity to thank the Ghana Port and Harbours Authority for the leadership, the passion, and the commitment they have demonstrated so far as the Keta Port construction is concerned.
The Member of Parliament for Anlo Constituency, Honorable Richard Kwame Sefe, urged local youth to prepare themselves by acquiring skills in maritime and related fields so that they can qualify for senior roles in port operations rather than being limited to menial positions.
How prepared are we, as we the receiving people, or those who are going to be the direct beneficiaries of this important project? How prepared are the youths? Are we going to allow people coming from far off to come and do the jobs? If we have not prepared ourselves so well by acquisition of skills, Ghana Port and Harbours authorities, they don't so much believe in delivery, flowery speeches. They believe in skill and precision. The question is, how prepared are we as youths?
Major General Kulonu urged stakeholders to carry everyone along so that communities are fully prepared for the opportunities ahead. Highlighting the port's strategic importance, he noted that it will serve as a dedicated transit trade hub for Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, linked to the Eastern Corridor and future railway extensions.
The port is also going to be dedicated for the transit trade. Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, they use our ports because they don't have what? Sea. And by law, we are supposed to facilitate the usage. This place will be dedicated. They will link up with the what? The Eastern Corridor, and then the railway line through Imbakadam, through Bupe to Burkina Faso. So this is going to be a very, very busy and ambitious project.
He also addressed environmental and social concerns identified in the EIA, including construction noise, dredging, dust, and the potential social impact associated with an influx of foreign workers. He assured stakeholders that mitigation measures are in place and emphasized that the port will help prevent tidal flooding in the area. Ports do not take 1, 2, or 3 years to complete, he reminded stakeholders, adding that during the construction phase, many business opportunities will emerge. The Director General of the Narcotics Control Commission, NACOC, Brigadier General Maxwell Manti, has called for stronger collaboration among border management and law enforcement agencies to combat the growing threat of transnational organized crime. He made the call at the opening of a week-long passenger and cargo control program refresher training organized by the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, UNODC, and the World Customs Organization, WCO, in Tema from June 15 to 19, 2026. The training aims to strengthen the capacity of officers involved in cargo and passenger control operations. Addressing participants, Brigadier General Manti stressed that no single country or agency could effectively tackle organized crime on its own, emphasizing that intelligence sharing, coordinated action, and sustained partnerships remain critical in addressing cross-border criminal activities.
The bad guys, when I say the bad guys, those who are involved in transnational organized crime, continue to evolve their strategies in how they conduct the operations. We, as those who are combating them, therefore, cannot be static in the old ways that we do things. We are operating with several agencies, especially in Ghana, that I know of, can speak confidently. The only way we can combat them and combat them effectively is when we work together. If we don't work together, they will exploit the gaps in between us.
Also speaking at the event, the UNODC coordinator for West and Central Africa, Amy Day, described the refresher program as the beginning of a renewed phase of cooperation under the European Union-funded Container Control Action Project. According to her, the training was designed to respond to the evolving operational needs of the Tema Joint Port Control Unit and would enhance participants' competencies in risk management, profiling techniques, commercial documentation analysis, and the identification of container-related risk indicators.
This training is not an isolated event. It builds directly on the joint technical assessment mission conducted by UNODC and the World Customs Organization in April this year, and on the subsequent launch of the Container Control Action Projects in May in Abidjan, during which the needs of the Tema Joint Port Control Unit were carefully reviewed. We listened to your team, and this program has been designed in direct response to what you told us, that the composition of the unit has evolved and that a refresher was both timely and necessary.
In her remarks, the WCO Customs Coordinator for West and Central Africa, Sandra Rentz, highlighted the scale of global maritime trade and the growing challenges faced by border control agencies. She noted that more than 860 million containers move through ports worldwide annually, accounting for about 90% of global trade, making ports attractive targets for criminal networks involved in the trafficking of narcotics, weapons, protected species, illegal waste, and counterfeit medicines. She further observed that criminal organizations continue to adopt increasingly sophisticated methods to evade detection, underscoring the needs for stronger international cooperation, intelligence-driven operations, and enhanced container control measures.
Now, every year, more than 860 million containers, accounting for 90% of global trade, pass through ports all over the world. Now, it's a huge economic boost of goods traveling overseas in containers. Unfortunately, also criminal organizations know this, and they are also using those containers for trafficking drugs, weapons, protected species, illegal waste, and counterfeit medicines, amongst others.
The training is expected to equip participants with advanced skills in cargo risk assessment, profiling, and intelligence-led inspections, ultimately strengthening efforts to detect and prevent illicit trade through Ghana's ports while facilitating legitimate commerce.
Dear colleagues, on behalf of the board, management and staff, on the occasion of Father's Day 2026, I extend warm greetings and heartfelt appreciation to all fathers and father figures within the Ghana Ports and Harbour Authority family. Today, we celebrate the men whose commitments, sacrifice, guidance, and love help shape strong families and communities. As fathers, you play a vital role in nurturing the next generation, instilling values of integrity, responsibility, resilience, and hard work. Qualities that are equally essential to the continuous success of our authority. Balancing demands of work and family is no easy task. Yet, every day, many of you demonstrate remarkable dedication, both at home and in your professional responsibilities. Your contributions help keep our ports and operations running efficiently, whilst providing leadership, support, and care to your loved ones. As we honor Father's Day today, let us also recognize the positive influence of mentors, guardians, and father figures who continue to inspire and guide others through their wisdom and example. Their impacts extends far beyond their immediate families and contributes meaningfully to the growth and development of our society. On behalf of the board, management, and staff, I thank all fathers across GPHA for your unwavering commitment and service. May this special day bring you joy, pride, and precious moments with your families. I encourage all staff to take the opportunity to celebrate and appreciate fathers and father figures who have made a difference in their lives. Happy Father's Day to all our fathers and father figures. Thank you very much.
All right, welcome back. That was a beautiful Father's Day message from the Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Major General Paul Sedutenye Kunlono. We are zooming into our discussion proper tonight, and tonight we're taking a look at men's mental health, and with us within the port community, how to break the silence and indeed build resilience. And we're trying to raise awareness this month about men's mental health, the challenges within Ghana's ports and maritime sector, to encourage conversations and reduce stigma, promote access to mental health support services among port workers, seafarers, truck drivers, terminal operators, security personnel, and other stakeholders in the port community. Why are we having this discussion tonight? Today is Father's Day, and we thought that there couldn't have been a better gift for fathers but to talk about their mental health. And the month of June is also dedicated to mental health awareness. And so the month of June is termed the Men's Mental Health Month. And that is why we are privileged this evening to assemble a team from the International Maritime Hospital to come and help us appreciate some of the challenges that our men encounter and some of the steps they can take to, as it were, ameliorate their plight as far as mental health issues are concerned. With us in the studios tonight, we have Dr. Kese Dompreofori, who is the Deputy Chief Executive Officer at the International Maritime Hospital, IMA. Good evening, sir. Doc, and welcome.
Good evening, Kennedy. It's good to be here.
Absolutely. Good to see you and good to have you. With us in the studios also is Mr. Adams Umar Mengu. He's head of administration also at the International Maritime Hospital. Good evening, sir, and welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Last but not the least, Dr. Edward Amwa Boateng. He's a consultant general surgeon. Consultant and general surgeon, right?
Consultant general surgeon, that's right.
That's right, one word.
Yeah, one word.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, sir. He's also at the International Maritime Hospital. That's a strong team. Good evening, gentlemen, and welcome to Iron Port, and happy Father's Day to us all.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Absolutely. Let me begin with Mr. Deputy CEO and find out from you, why is men's mental health key and serious, to the extent that the whole world has dedicated the month of June to create an awareness on men's mental health?
All right. Thank you, Kennedy. It's good to be here. But before I continue, I want to extend greetings to the Director General of Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority,
yes,
the Directors of Port, Tema, and Takoradi, and greetings also to my very own CEO, Dr. Vaituzana Bisi,
right,
and the entire International Maritime Hospital crew.
Absolutely.
I also take this opportunity to wish all fathers Happy Father's Day. The biggest one going to my very own dad, Oscar Kisi Dompre Ofori.
Right.
Now, mental health is very key to men and to women, but more to men, because if you look at the statistics, it's like mental health takes a very bad role on men. Let's look at a few statistics. Globally, more than 1 million people live with mental health conditions. And
more than 1 million people.
More than 1 billion people.
1 billion, wow.
And mental health is the leading cause of disability worldwide. In Ghana, an estimated 3 million people have various mental health conditions. Tragically, worldwide, a little over 700 people die by suicide each year. And most of these deaths happen in the low and middle income countries, such as Ghana. So, from these statistics, we can't overemphasize the importance of mental health.
Absolutely.
And the fact that men ought to be aware of it, so that we are look out for it, and then also such that when there are issues, it is dealt with early before it results in suicide.
Let me come to Doc and find out from you. There seems to be a general sense of feeling that men feel shy to come out and speak out about challenges they face. That's hurting them deeply in the minds.
That's right.
Why is that?
I believe, all right, thank you very much. I believe all this has come about because of, various cultural setups that men have been exposed to, not only in Africa. You see, when you are growing up, you are brought up to understand that even in our, homes in Ghana, you say, oh, you should man up. You see, so I think over time, we have come to understand that as a man, you need to show some toughness, you need to show some, I don't know what it is, and all that. And then men also, if they attempt to go and speak about a problem that they have, if you go crying, that thought of fear of being judged, and so on and so forth.
Or labeled as a weakling.
Labeled as a weakling, and then all that. So it makes it quite difficult for men to be able to speak up or to have some redress when they are having challenges in their mental health. Yeah, right. Also, the lack of trust. The lack of trust. So I'm going to speak to, let's say, I'm going to speak to my head of admin about a problem I'm encountering. I ask myself, is somebody else going to hear about it, and so on and so forth. So I think in all, as we progress, we'll take a look at how should we ensure that men will be able to speak up and then get redress for, mental problems that they encounter over time.
Fortunately enough, I think we have counseling units. Various organizations have set up counseling units. I know that GPHA, for one, we have a counseling unit that is very effective and efficient and deals with some of these things. And maybe organizations should start creating the kind of like booth kind of thing where people go for confession.
Exactly.
So that they can feel safe and think that, okay. And maybe sometimes the attitude and character of the people that they go to talk to tell these things is also something that scares them.
Yeah.
Because maybe if you're a parrot and I say, oh dear, you talk anyhow, so nobody would want to come and confide in you.
Yeah. In all these things, I believe that the people that we will be, or that we need to allow to man these stations should be people who have been trained maybe by clinical psychologists, by psychotherapists, and so on and so forth. So that even though they are part of the community, I feel easy to speak to him. He's part of my community. But I'm also trained in that, so that I'll not be a parrot.
That element of confidentiality.
Yeah, the confidentiality and then all that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mr. Mengu, let me come to you and find out from you. What are some of the, at what stage can we say somebody has mental health issues?
Okay, thank you so much, Ken. And I also want to extend my Father's Day message to your team.
Right, thank you so much.
Also my Director General, Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority.
Absolutely.
Yeah, our CEO, International Maritime Hospital, Dr. Vitus Victor Anabisi, and the entire management team, and all our indefatigable men out there. We celebrate you today, including myself.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so mental health has been an issue with mankind since time immemorial. Once we are born, we have problems in any parts of the body.
Yes.
And all around, you have seen where people associate with mankind, and within time you realize that there are changes in behavior.
Right.
And so when we begin seeing some changes in human conduct and behavior, then we can begin to ask certain questions. Sometimes you are with your colleagues at work, they are very affable personalities. These are people that are outgoing, laughing around and being happy. But you also notice within some time they are withdrawn, they are reserved, they are isolating themselves from the people. And there's a sudden kind of change in that attitude. Then it is something that will call for you to have a look at what is happening, that interaction must take place. That exposure to a system where the fellow can be cancelled is very important. Sometimes too, you notice that people in their normal move, they can get indulged in drugs. It is something that even spouses can live with men and wouldn't even know what is happening when a man is into drugs for ages.
They're able to conceal it.
They're able to conceal it 100%. And you are with a man, he's coming home fantastic, he's doing whatever he wants to do, and you wouldn't know. And so, at home, we expect that people should be very observant. You should be very critical about little things that happens to your man when he comes back home as a woman, even children. So, these are ways that we see that, okay, when people have behavior, that there are changes in their behavior, we can begin to take up signals from there that something mentally could be wrong. If you take human anatomy, there are a lot of things that happens that are controlled by the mind. Even feeding. Sometimes feeding, somebody is able to feed very well, and you realize that for some time, due to some reasons of the mind, anxiety and others, the fellow can lose appetite completely. And so it's another area that we have to look at. There are environmental factors that can also cause some of these mental issues, and that when we are very observant, we will be able to pick them up timely, because that is one thing the Mental Health Authority and other professionals in the sector always talk about, that if we are able to identify them early, pick them up early, then we can give support to the people that are suffering from them, such that they can be dealt with amicably.
Absolutely. Awesome.
Great.
All right. So, in addition to what my head of admin has said, there are also certain other changes. For example, again, there's changes in sleep pattern. You realize that before the person was sleeping quite well, but lately, the person struggles to sleep throughout the night, and productive hours of the day they're supposed to be working is when, they want to sleep. And then, like he said, there is increased use of alcohol and other substances. And then also you realize that there's difficulty in concentration. So they can't focus on their tasks that they usually do at work. And then also, like he said, there is persistent sadness and hopelessness. So somebody used to be very bubbly, all of a sudden they're a bit withdrawn, and they're a bit sad and have this feeling of hopelessness all the time. And then also you realize that somebody who was on top of their job, all of a sudden you see there's decline in performance. So all these leads us to think that there may be something happening upstairs in the mind.
Right. I can see some people are trying to call this line. No, we haven't activated the phone lines yet, so please do hold on. When that time is up, we would definitely activate so that you call. This line is strictly for WhatsApp, which is right here on your screen, 0538037353. I was coming to you, Doc, with your substantive question, which has to do with most of the common challenges, mental health challenges that men face today.
All right. So men face a lot of mental health challenges. Typical amongst them is depression. So you realize that the man is very depressed. Nothing excites him. He doesn't enjoy his work. He doesn't enjoy his family. And then next is also anxiety. So this person is anxious all the time. think that probably something bad is going to happen and all that. And then also you realize aside anxiety and depression would also be typical mood changes. So somebody who used to be very calm and nice, all of a sudden is extremely angry all the time, very moody and all that. So typically these are some of the symptoms. And like head of admin said, once it's not caught early, it begins to progress further. Then the person goes into clinical depression, then suicide tendencies tend to happen. And again, in our culture, because men are not supposed to speak, we are supposed to be the protectors and the providers, we bottle it all in, and before long, somebody has taken their life. So basically, these are how it manifests.
Absolutely. You mentioned clinical depression. Can you explain what that is?
All right. You know, as human beings, we are not upbeat all the time. Certain situations send our mood down.
Right.
And certain situations also make us very excited. But when somebody goes into typical clinical depression, their mood is low at all times.
Right.
And you realize that they are withdrawn from people, they are not bubbly and nice. Again, you realize that they are not able to eat well, they begin to lose weight, and then they also begin to have sleep issues. So they are unable to sleep well. They would rather be awake throughout the whole night, and then once they come to work, then that's when they're a little sleepy.
Right.
So, and then also there are some mood changes. They easily get irritable, annoyed, angry. So with all these things, you can pick that there's definitely clinical depression setting in.
Absolutely. Okay, let me come to Dr. Amuabuating and find out from you. We are in the maritime industry, and our discussion is tilted towards there, so that we can, sensitize and educate our community and create that awareness for their mental health and well-being. I just want to find out, what are some of the common stresses that people that work within the port community or the maritime industry go through?
All right, thank you very much. So, common stresses. You see, there's one thing. In Ghana, we are in the 24-hour economy. Our port is working 24/7. So, doing this shift work and all that, exposes, especially those who are involved in the, in shifts, it exposes them to lack of sleep. Sometimes he sleeps in the morning, at other times he's sleeping at night. So that's breach in the circadian rhythm. Also tends to disturb people's ability to stay alert, to concentrate, and then all that. Going beyond this, there are also the physical risk, the fear of physical risk. You enter the port now and you see containers all over, rising to about 3, 4, 5 levels. People are walking in between these. So you see the stresses of being in enclosed spaces and then all that, tends to pose some risk on the mind. Again, having to deal with toxic cargo, the fear of probably some diseases in the near future also tends to have a toll on the minds of people who are working within the ports. When you go onto the sea, for the seafarers, the extreme weather that they are encountering, being taken away from family for 4 months, for months on end, they are getting their social interaction only with the small crew that they are seeing over there. They are not participating in weddings at home, they are not attending children's programs in school and so on and so forth. So all these things tend to lead to some of the problems that my DCEO has talked about, depression, anxiety, and then all that. When it comes to the carting of cargo from one place to the other on land, the truck drivers and their helpers are involved in this. Truck drivers are spending hours on end on the road, sometimes days, involved in traffic. There was one time I did driving from Accra to Kumasi and then back to Accra. And I met the same truck. I went to do my business there, and on my way back, I met the same truck, still on the road, right? So all these lead to stresses, which may lead to the excessive use of alcohol, excessive use of drugs, and so on and so forth. So these are real stresses that we need to pay attention to within the port community and the maritime industry.
Absolutely, awesome. Mr. Mengu, let me come back to you and find out the impact. What impact can workplace stress have on safety and productivity at the ports?
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, so workplace stress can lead to low productivity because once people are not concentrating as they are expected to concentrate, then their productivity will be bound to reduce. Imagine somebody coming to work and then this fellow is not able to have that alertness that the fellow used to have previously. At the end of the day, the fellow wouldn't be able to be that productive. Then also the possibility of making mistakes. Once somebody is having any mental condition up there, just as I said earlier, the mind controls a lot of things, almost everything within our human anatomy. And so once somebody has a problem up there, then the possibility of even making mistakes is high. And when the fellow makes those mistakes, then it exposes a lot of other people around. Right. Somebody, maybe for instance, you are taking care of a crane machine. Apart from you, the driver, or the one operating the crane, and bystanders are also exposed to the dangers of whatever you are going through mentally. Then it leads to this unsafe environment of the workplace. Right. Yeah, so that is how far it can go. We expect that when people are having these conditions, they should be attended to. They should seek help. Yeah. So if you are having any condition in terms of mental health and then you don't seek appropriate help, the facilities are not available for you to seek help, then the exposure and then the consequences become very damning.
Awesome. Yeah. Great. Let me come to Dr. Domprey and find out from you. Now, he mentioned the example of the truck driver whom he met and some of the challenges that they also go through, some of the stresses they also go through. I just want to find out from you, these truck drivers, seafarers, operational staff, he mentioned the operators of the cranes and the forklifts and all those things. Particularly, how are they vulnerable to mental health challenges and why?
All right, so thank you. I mean, they are extremely vulnerable. Like Dr. Barton said, port work is extremely stressful. It requires long hours, working shifts. There is constant pressure. It requires a lot of time away from the family. And you are supposed to be working, operating cargo that is so expensive. And once there's damage, the consequences are there. So there's that constant pressure on people who work on the port. So that if there is no way to help them deal with this constant pressure, then they could easily lapse into mental health problems.
Right. Okay, so I'll come to Dr. Boateng and find out from you. What behaviors are often mistaken for normal stress? Maybe somebody might be suffering something serious, something deep, but we just look at the person and think, oh, let's ignore, and then before we realize, it escalates and then becomes something different.
Yeah, so normal stresses, there's a person who was bubbly, like we said. I mean, he comes to work now, he's so quiet, and we think that, oh, this is something, he has a small problem, it will be over soon. You have somebody who over time has become very irritable, within the workspace environment. He is easily angered. He closes from work, he goes to the beer bar, spends a lot of time over there. He doesn't want to go home. He's drinking and drinking and drinking in an attempt to forget about these things. And some attempts to show excessive toughness within the workspace, showing risky behaviors. If I've forgotten that. I mean, there's there's a part of the port, I've forgotten the name, but I mean, they put together these wirings and so on and so forth. You come to realize that they begin to lose cognizance of their safety, working gear and so on and so forth. He thinks, no, I've been doing it, I can. So those are certain behaviors that when you see, all these things should be recognized first and foremost by colleague workers, also by supervisors, again by maybe if there are some union reps around, it should be taking a look and say, no, this guy, his behavior is changing. We probably need to get him to get some employee support or something somewhere along the line. So these are some of the behaviors that we should be looking out for within the workspace.
And to top up with what Doc has said, another thing that we see predominantly in the ports is substance use.
Right.
So you see that the staff of the pub, because of the constant pressure, they're into all sorts of substances. You know, typically they had one they call mumu. They put it under the tongue, and then they spit it out after some time. There's all these weed drinks and all of that. So all these are coping mechanisms that they try to adapt so that they could continue to do the stressful work.
I see. Okay, let me come to Mr. Mengo and find out from you. Stigma seems to remain one of the biggest barriers to seeking help. What can we do?
Yeah. So as for stigma, the issue of stigma has to do with a lot of education. It is cultural. If you come to our part of the world, our attitude and perception about somebody who is even going to seek mental health care, we see you as weak, as somebody who is into, like we have some perception, weird or checkered perception about people that are going to seek help. And so the discussion, this open discussion is top-notch. It's one of the ways that we must adopt, that we should openly discuss issues about mental health. All right, that as a people, we should not see mental health as somebody that is not supposed to be part of the society or community. Once we begin eschewing those negative temperaments towards people that are having mental health conditions, then they will feel more free to have access or go or send themselves for mental health checkup.
Absolutely.
Then in our educational system, we should begin inculcating mental health programs into our body of study. Once people go and it's all about math, science, and all this engineering and all that, and we forget about the mental bit of it, then it is not something that is auguring well. So we need to look at that policy shift and see if it is possible. We need to include that into our educational bit. And then at a family level, people must accommodate men or any other person that is suffering any mental health condition and not see them as social misfits. All right? So it is normal that somebody can fall sick, somebody can have a mental condition due to whatever exposure the fellow may be having. Once the family embraces you and gives you that social support, then we can handle the issues of mental health as appreciably. Then also, internally as a person, you should not judge yourself that the fact that you are going to seek help mentally, then you are a weak person or you are somebody that is not doing what is expected of you. No. As men, let's see ourselves that it is possible that we can have mental problems because of the social expectations. All right? If you go to a typical Ghanaian home, they see a man as a doer.
Absolutely.
Even when the woman is supposed to tell the kids to get up and do something, sometimes they will tell the kids that that kind of thing. So it's like the man is the one that is supposed to come and exert the ferocious energy on the kid to get up and do what is right. And so that kind of perception must begin to go. Let's see men, or let's see all of us as social, cohesive, and bonding people. We should also, sometimes, the issue of stigma can come as far as you not associating with people around. Some men see themselves that if you are going to your kids' PTA, you are going, it is for women, and that kind of thing. No. We should be that lively and get indulged in social programs. And when any issue of sickness or feeling of unwell about the psyche or mental health comes in, we should feel free to go and seek help. Let's talk to the people that matter. At our various hospitals, we should talk about it. At the OPD, we should raise that awareness. We should discuss it freely so that it becomes part of the culture, that we can discuss the issues very freely and that the facilities are there. If you take our hospitals, most of them like this, we look at the general practitioners. Any hospital that is being established, we are looking at somebody that is a general practitioner that can treat malaria, that can treat other conditions. How about the mind? We have to begin to prioritize it, so that we see it as normal and part of the health body to work with at every level, right from primary to secondary level to tertiary and all the higher levels that we can have it. And I believe that with that approach, we can fight the canker of stigma.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah.
Awesome. That's Mr. Adams Umar Mengu, who is the head of administration at the International Maritime Hospital. With us in the studios also Dr. Kisi Dompe Ofori. He's the Deputy Chief Executive Officer, International Maritime Hospital, and indeed Dr. Edward Amwa Boateng. He's a consultant general surgeon also at the International Maritime Hospital. And tonight we're taking a look at the mental health, men's mental health in the port community, how to break the silence and also build resilience. Coming on the heels of this month's mental health month for men's mental health. Yeah, it is this June, and today is also Father's Day, so we decided to treat you to challenges and issues that men face, particularly when it has to do with the mind and their health. That's mental health. We're going for a quick break. When we return, we'll continue the show, and that's when we get to activate the phone lines for you to call in and also share your messages with our guests and elicit some responses for you. Please stay with us.
Energy brings you quality choices with Goil Super XP, available in many Goil stations nationwide. It is fortified with special additives that help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Branch into a Goil station today and energize your ride with Goil Super XP, compatible with most vehicles. Goil Super XP, Wufilia, huh? Wubefeel. Goil, good energy. Yeah.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Every day we step out with purpose to work, to build, to provide, to dream. But sometimes life takes an unexpected turn. An accident, a fire outbreak, a medical emergency. Moments we never planned for. And when they happen, the right support changes everything. Hi, I'm Serena, and at Serena Insurance, we stand with you through every challenge and every victory. Protecting your family, your business, your job, your future, and you. Our services include motor, fire, marine, engineering, aviation, and bonds and guarantees are tailored to suit your needs. Because insurance is not just about policies, it's about peace of mind, confidence, and knowing that no matter what happens, you are covered. Visit our website to view our insurance policies right now. Serene Insurance, the new face of insurance.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, We connect. You thrive.
At Phoenix Insurance, we make the unpredictable predictable and the uncertain certain with our range of products, including motor insurance, fire insurance, engineering insurance, marine insurance, accident insurances, and all types of bonds. We have you covered. We also support you with risk management advice to enable you stay focused on your business. Take a policy with Phoenix Insurance today. We help you rise from adversity stronger and more secure. Contact us on 0302 246319 or 0302 246644 or any of our branches, agencies, and brokers spread across the nation. You can as well connect with us on our WhatsApp chatbot. Efiba is waiting to assist you. Make the future predictable with Phoenix Insurance. Phoenix Insurance, a delightful service experience delivered with wisdom.
Across the corridor and every major yard, CHAPT is the choice of over 11,000 professional drivers. Visit our kiosk to register. Join a community built on safety, savings, and success. Get your official high-vis gear and your personalized chapter ID, your key to a smarter journey. With over 11,000 members, you are never driving alone. This is the chapter standard of excellence. Tap your card for instant fuel discounts at Shell. Save more on every fill and keep your profits high. Maximize your earnings with our real-time load board. Find your next haul instantly.
All right, welcome back. This is Import here on Metro TV, and tonight, remember, we're talking about men's mental health, coming on the heels of Men's Mental Health Month, which is the month of June, and today being Father's Day. We're taking a look at the men in the port community and how we can help them break the silence and build resilience for a beautiful port community. Remember, with us in the studios, Dr. Kise Dompreofori, who is the Deputy Chief Executive Officer of the International Maritime Hospital, IMA. With us in the studios, Mr. Adams Umar Mengu. He's the head of administration at IMA, and indeed Dr. Edward Amwa Boateng, consultant general surgeon, also at IMA. They are the three personalities we're having a discussion with. Your messages have come in through. We shall be sharing them with the guests and eliciting some responses from you. I understand the phone lines have also been activated. The number will be shown right there on your screen for you to call in and contribute to the discussion. Let's do one or two more before we go to the messages. Maybe I would come to you, Doc, yes, and find out from you how workplaces can encourage men to speak up, you know, when they think that they are going through hard times. Yes.
All right, so that's very critical. Yes, of course, a problem shared is a problem half solved. And in workplaces, I think that management plays a key role in ensuring that men indeed speak up. So one of the things that management ought to do is to provide confidential counseling services so that men who are strained could access these services and then, you know, share their experiences with the professionals and then get the solutions that they need. At International Maritime Hospital, for instance, we have a locum clinical psychologist coming in once every week. But we realize that, you know, staff burnout, strain is on the ascendancy.
Right.
And we have already spoken with a clinical psychologist that we are looking at engaging in-house to help, you know, treat staff, our surgeons, our nurses, our other doctors, even the administrative staff,
Right.
so that we won't have burnout and they will be apt and active on the job at all times. The other thing will be to conduct periodic mental health awareness programs like we're having here today, because, you know, information is key, awareness is key. So the more we speak about it, the more men become aware, and thereby it reduces their chances of getting mental health issues.
Right.
The other issue is also training supervisors to identify warning signs amongst the staff they work with. So supervisors, managers, and all that should, you know, begin some form of mental health training, so that once a member of their staff begins to be a bit withdrawn, begins to have frequent mistakes on the work, begins to not perform optimally, then you can see that there's an issue and you can have that private conversation and refer upwards for the care. The other thing is to promote wellness activities in the various institutions. I mean, it's not all about work, and it's not also all about curative health. So preventive health is key, and we think that promoting health initiatives like walks, interdepartmental recreational activities like soccer and all that would aid prevent mental health issues. And then lastly, in addition, will be to encourage supportive conversations with trusted colleagues. Like Dr. Boateng said, sometimes you really want to talk to somebody, but you don't know whom to trust, and you don't know who you can share what information with. But a problem half shared is half solved. So talking to trusted colleagues is also a way to help deal with some of these mental health issues.
Right. Let me come to Dr. Boateng and find out from you. What are some of the healthy ways for men to manage stress and emotional pressure?
Yes. So there's no one cup fits all. I mean, no one hat fits all. So a person needs to identify himself and then put together a number of factors which can help him to cope with stress. So one of the things that is being realized helps with stress is when you engage in some physical activity. So some of us will use the gym, right? Others will also do some health walks. In recent times, I think within the Accra community, there is this thing about walking up the Bree Mountain and then walking down. 30 minutes of doing that tends to... Yes.
You go there on weekends.
So when you do that walk, it tends to release endorphins and then sends down cortisol to be able to help you to sleep better and then cope with all these stressful activities that you are getting yourself engaged in. So
but
if you
before you continue, but there are those who also argue that some of the men go up there, burn the fats, and then by the time burn the calories and all that. By the time they get back home, they've even packed more.
Oh, it's not.
The cakey part is waiting, the beer is waiting, the alcohol and all those things.
It's not
the coffee and the pork and all that.
It's all part of the attempt to do what, to send down the stress, to reduce the stress. So as much as possible, I think one of such will not really mess up your health that much. So there are other things that we can also do. So you can, talk to a trusted friend. You can talk to a trusted family member. Personally, one of the things I do is that when I'm so stressed about any issue, I have one of my family members. I call him. I'll vent, and like how Dr. Dompre was saying, a problem half shared is a problem half solved. So that's also a very good way to try and then send down our stresses. You can also speak with your chaplain. If you are a Muslim, speak with your imam or anybody. You can also talk to professional people, clinical psychologists. We have one at International Maritime Hospital. Luckily, his consulting day is on a very calm day, Sunday in the late mornings towards the afternoon, when there are not many people within the hospital. So I will encourage that viewers will take advantage of that service and then, de-stress, talk to somebody that they know. If you find a person to be sleeping, it is not laziness. It's not always laziness. Sometimes sleeping it off for some time, tends to reduce the stress, to be able to help you to cope and then get to the point where you are going to talk to somebody who will be able to share, some help.
What about those who resort to alcohol and some drugs to kind of like...
Yes, the alcohol and the drugs have never been found to be a permanent solution. It only transiently takes your mind off the problem, and then when you come back, you see it much more magnified. So it will be better to engage in some of these things, and then also speak with a professional, especially clinical psychologists. I will emphasize this. If you think you've gotten there, maybe a family member can take you, support you, and then speak to a clinical psychologist. Alcohol won't help. Drugs won't help.
Absolutely. Right. But in the list of things that you mentioned, you didn't mention the other room, because some people also do physical activity in the other room.
Oh, yes. That one I'll leave you for. I have.
right. Yeah. So you mentioned physical activity, sleep, social connection, and maintaining mental wellness. And okay, that's it. We'll be going to the inbox to the mailbox to bring the messages so that we can elicit some responses from you. I've seen that some of them have come, but I just want to come to Mr. Mengo and find out from you, what role can peer support and mentorship play in promoting mental health at work? Yes.
Yeah, you see, once you engage your colleagues in discussions, it eases stress.
Yes.
It relieves you of a lot of things that you would have been harboring and dealing with them individually. I think that the statement that cuts across in our discussion here is a problem shared is half a problem solved. So I'm also hinging on that tangent to say that we should be able to confide in other people when we have issues at work. And then colleagues too should also be able to manage things very well. Okay, if you are that okro-mouthed, somebody has come to share with you his or her problem, and then hey, the next time we realize you are discussing it with other people around, that one will let the fellow withdraw. Next time the fellow will have issues within, but will not discuss it with you. And then that kind of institution should also begin to look at and supporting people, creating the environment for people to be able to come together and have good discussions. Just as Deputy CEO said, it is not always supposed to be strictly work, right? We should have lounges around where people can go, have some coffee, sit down, and share ideas. And then sometimes mentorship, the role mentorship plays is when people have confidence in who you are going to as a mentor in the first place. If you don't have confidence that this fellow that I'm going to share my problems with, the fellow would be able to find even some, give you any better advice, or the fellow will not even leak your information to other people, then you wouldn't go for that mentorship discussion with the fellow. And so we must begin looking at, okay, what systems can we put in place? Whom can we train to be mentors? Some people must be at that level as mentors before they can mentor other people. And generally too, within the society, we must understand that people have problems. And once they have problems, we are the same people that can help solve them. It is not any robots or machines anywhere. It is us as human beings that should be social support to our colleagues, such that we can together have a congenial environment towards having a good mental health discussions leading to solutions.
Absolutely. All right, so let's do some messages now. This one is from Benjo in Community 8, Tema. He says, this is a very important topic. In our society, many men are taught to keep quiet about their struggles. I hope this discussion helps to change that mindset. Absolutely, we hope so, Benjo. Thank you so much. As men, we often encourage others to be strong, but forget that seeking help is also a form of strength. This discussion should not end with Men's Mental Health Month. The conversation must continue throughout the year. Stan Okwe in Adoko sent in this one.
That's right.
We agree with you.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
How can a man tell the difference between normal work stress and the mental health issue that requires professional help? This one is from Frank in Medina.
All right. So Frank, like I said initially, the body is such that you have coping mechanisms. So as and when the stressor comes, you're able to manage it. But if it so happens that you are unable to manage it, then it begins to manifest. And it will manifest in the form of irritability all the time, changes in your mood, changes in your diet, inability to sleep, social withdrawal, and all that. So once you see that these things are beginning to happen to you, then you ought to talk to somebody. You ought to seek professional help.
Absolutely. Right.
Yeah. So what I will also add to that is that, you see, we shouldn't even wait till certain things are getting to some level before we begin going to see a mental health expert.
Right.
It should be part of our system in terms of timing. Maybe every quarter, you should make it a point to at least visit a psychologist, such that you will have discussions with him or her, and the fellow will take you through a lot of things that can salvage you from even getting into the mental health condition in the first place.
Yeah. Right. Okay, so Carlos in second D sends in this one. He says, are there any statistics showing how mental health challenges affect workplace accidents or safety incidents?
Oh yes, exactly so. Yes, even if you are not going to mention numbers to you, you must understand that a person who is mentally having a problem will have some periods of inattentiveness.
That's right.
Yeah, inattentiveness. If you have your crane operator inattentive and you're supposed to leave the thing exactly on another, container, and he misses it, that's a lot of damage to goods.
Sure.
Probably accidents and so on
sure.
and so forth. So it's really a huge problem. It can lead to a lot of problems within the workspace.
Absolutely.
Safety issues, and all that.
Pobi in Kaswa says, how does sleep deprivation from shift work affect mental well-being and decision making?
All right, so sleep is very critical. Like Dr. Barton said, if you sleep, it doesn't mean you're lazy. Sleep is the time that the mind recharges. So if you are constantly at work, you are up working all the time, chasing the money, chasing the buck, and not getting the rest. At a point, the mind will not be as sharp. You won't be able to concentrate. You begin to take risky behaviors because the mind is not as sharp as it ought to be. Absolutely. It's not recognizing the various risks and hazards and taking all the necessary steps. So sleep is critical. Sleep is very critical.
Absolutely. Okay. Bright in Pokwasi says, what advice would you give to a man who knows he needs help but doesn't know where to start?
If you need help and you don't know where to start, I think to cut all matters short, if you don't have any family members, you don't believe in anybody that I can talk to, I think it's always best to ask of a place where there is a clinical psychologist. These clinical psychologists, I don't know, they are so powerful. Before I became a consultant, I think I underestimated their input. Because of my job, I am involved in taking out body parts that are diseased. It tends to have an effect on me, myself, and also on the patients that I am supposed to work on. So for now, before I do any of such procedures, the client must see a clinical psychologist. And occasionally, we also tend to put in calls to friends who are clinical psychologists to speak with us about various issues, like one of your patients passed on, you were not expecting it and all that. So I think that if you can't get anybody close by, just walk to a clinical psychologist and they'll do a marvelous job.
Absolutely.
And we have one in IMA on Sundays.
Sure.
You can call to.
Okay. Atu Nkeko says, what role can labor unions and worker associations play in supporting men's mental wellness?
The labor unions have been doing fantastically well, I must say. For instance, at IMA, we celebrated the May Day, and it was a very mammoth program organized by the unions. This was a program that brought a lot of the staff together. We played various games, interacted, had a lot of fun, and it was also the day we received our new CT scan machine. So on that day, the euphoria was so fantastic. So what the unions can do is to organize more of such programs that they can bring staff and their families together. You see, if you take a typical look at Ghana and how our culture of work is, it is like work, home, stressing with bills, stressing with payment of school fees, and a whole lot. These things can build up and in due course let somebody or people develop mental conditions. In other jurisdictions, you find governments or the system taking care of some of the burdens. Even look at transportation, for instance. You come out to the streets of Accra, you find a lot of people standing at the roadside, waiting for trotro. We don't have the railways that are functioning very well to easily transport us to our workplaces. And this kind of social network, if we don't look at it very well, then they all have roles that they play. So the unions, in their bit, They organize the social programs. They make facilities available for people to go through counseling. They have intermittent meetings or programs that they organize, and then engage staff, such that staff can feel free and express themselves. They even go as long as finding financial leverages for staff.
Right.
You know, finance plays a key role in human health, right from mental to physical. So when the unions make loan facilities available, such that, okay, if the fellow is stressed in terms of landlady or landlord following him or her for rent, then the fellow is able to go to the unions and get a quick loan. Then, so these things are what the unions are doing. But then we will add that the state plays a key role. You see, governance has always provided a structure under which every other thing works. Once we begin to see how socially we can support people, it will go a long way to take up certain burdens and will allow us have a freer society where we will all be happy together. The Ghanaian society is so much stressful, I must tell you. Even the mobile phone, for instance. My colleagues in UK and other places tell me, when I am going to buy my mobile phone and I have to cough out thousands of Ghana cedis to go and buy it, they have even systems where you can, you can go and take it, and they are taking like drops from your credit or something. These are social systems that we can leverage on.
All the beautiful cars they drive, there is credit.
You can't get that together. You have to save, make money, and the stress becomes too much. So unions play a key role. They try to make all these things to support families or support people at work, and then to release stress. And it's a good thing.
Okay. Final one is from Charlotte in Tema. She says, my takeaway from today's discussion is that strong men are not those who suffer in silence, but those who recognize when they need support and have the courage to seek it. Thank you very much indeed, Charlotte, and to all the texters, we are deeply grateful to you. Gentlemen, we have barely 1 minute to wrap up, so your last words in 15 seconds, Doc.
All right, so I think this has been an insightful chat. Let's not just let it end. Let's continue the conversation on mental health, continue the conversation on men's mental health. And like has been said several times, there are available options for treatment. So for example, you can come to the International Maritime Hospital, where you can see a clinical psychologist, and then some of the initial issues can be dealt with.
Absolutely. Dr. Boateng.
Okay, all right. So I think today is Father's Day. International Maritime Hospital, our father is the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority.
Absolutely.
And the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority has done a lot to ensure that the health of its workers and their family members, it's a very paramount thing to them. So we'll continue to encourage workers within the ports and then the maritime industry to continue to take advantage of all these and then access services at International Maritime Hospital to ensure that their health is enhanced for a more productive, more innovative, and a more loyal workforce and family.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Mr. Mengo.
Yeah, thank you so much. I also want to express sincere gratitude to you and your team for the fantastic work that you are doing.
Most people
We are very, very appreciative of that.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, and then my dear CEO, Dr. Anab, wherever you are, we are missing you so much. And for all the good work and support you have been giving us, we can never thank you enough. And the entire staff of IMA and GPHA, we are a big family.
Absolutely.
My end of words will have to go to the family.
Right.
You see, the family is a critical unit that supports life.
Right.
Even when people fall sick and they come to us at the hospital and we treat them, we send them back to the family. The hospital is not like a home where you can live in perpetually. And so I want to use this opportunity to call on men that, look, we are in a society where people are now shying away from even building families. Our young men these days feel like marriage is not something they should go by. They should make good marriages. Good marriages are very good to support all of us. And once you have a good marriage and a good family, it is a bedrock for you to thrive on a lot of other things.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Awesome. Right. Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Adams Umar Mengo is the head of administration at the International Maritime Hospital, IMA. Also with us in the studio is Dr. Kese Domprey Ofori. He's the Deputy Chief Executive Officer, CEO of the International Maritime Hospital, IMA. And indeed, Dr. Edward Amua Boateng is a Consultant General Surgeon. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for obliging us and for coming for us to have this Father's Day edition of Iron Port here on Metro TV, where we discussed men's mental health. Indeed, the month of June, as we said, is Men's Mental Health Month. We thank you so much. We'd like to say big thanks also to our sponsors, Ghana Revenue Authority Guel PLC, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link Network Services, Meridian Port Services, that's MPS, Phoenix Insurance, and indeed, JAPTO, that's the Joint Association of Port Transport Unions. We're deeply grateful to all of you. Remember, Iron Port is proudly powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, GPHA. We entreat you to keep watching the rest of our programs here on Metro TV, and God willing, make a date and watch the abridged version of Iron Port on Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. on Ghana Television. My name is Kennedy Mona. God willing, we shall bounce back with another wonderful edition of your favorite Iron Port program next week, Sunday. Keep on, stay blessed, and have a blessed week ahead. We're out.